Hello and welcome to Halftime Report. I'm Ekta Batra. Let's go across to Lata Venkatesh. She's joining in to discuss the WPI figure, which has come in at a deflation of over 3%. So it has increased in terms of deflation as compared to the previous month. Lata, over to you.
That's right. Our poll had indicated 2.5%, and there were lots of people at 2.2 and 2.3%. But 3.48 simply takes your breath away. That's a fairly serious fall in wholesale price index. And yes, there was one person who did call 3.43, and that person is about to join us, Rupa Rege, the economist from L&T Finance. But Rupa, before I come to you, just a wee bit on what we have learned in terms of what has caused this fairly outsized fall in price as well. First, I must tell you this, if you can pull up the bar chart, the months from, say, February to about October 2022, we had double-digit wholesale price index inflation because of the Ukraine war, and also because of other reasons, but largely because of the Ukraine war. So you must expect that there will be much smaller numbers. April itself was minus 0.92. We should not be putting a green. It is minus. I think the bar chart is going wrong. It is minus 0.92 in April and minus 3.48 in May as well. So these are seriously, lower inflation numbers. But we must remember that this owes a large to the base effect. The May of 2022 saw an inflation of 16.63. So we should keep that in mind when we are looking at this lower inflation numbers. And now to quickly rattle through the details, the primary articles, which is largely food, that has come in at minus 1.79. Fuel and power has come at minus 9.17, and manufactured products have come in at minus 2.97. From year ago levels, copper, aluminum, everything is cheaper, and that's what is getting reflected. Food inflation is minus 1.6. Edible oils is the one that's fallen the most. If you remember, May of last year, edible oils was a scarce commodity after the shipments from Ukraine had stopped. So now you have the biggest fall in the edible oil prices of minus 29.54. That is one item which is taking down the food index considerably. But the important point to note is that the food index is down even month on month, which is saying a lot. Because normally in May, you see higher vegetable prices. May is not the best month for food prices. The fact that it's fallen indicates that cereal prices have still remained subdued. And edible oils is one item which is dragging down. Edible oils and vegetables, all of them cheaper on the month, which is extremely positive. On the manufacturing side, basic metals index is down 1.2% on the month. So now when I'm telling you about on the month, it is very important, which means prices are lower not just from comparison of year ago, but even month ago. With that, let me toss it to Rupa. Rupa, your comments.
Yeah, Lata, you have explained it so well. Statistical base effect certainly has played a role, and that has contributed to deflation of this magnitude. But having said that, the slowing down of the world economy and technical recession in euro area, etc., we are seeing sequentially also prices of not just energy items, but also non-energy prices, including food, beverages, minerals, metals, fertilizers, raw materials. I mean, across the board, we have seen significant easing in these prices sequentially in global commodity markets. So I'm not surprised by this number at all. But statistical base effect will continue to exert favorable influence on these prints until September. And after that, we may start seeing some uptick.
Okay, Rupa, should we read anything from this number? Most of the economists were sitting at 2.5%, like I told you, or 2.3% for the current month. Even the Informist poll is, I think, minus 2.3. So this is now coming in much more at minus 3.48, like you guessed. So do you think this will have an impact on CPI?
Well, definitely. CPI and WPI will have, there is a correlation. But of course, CPI also includes services sector. And services sector, the growth momentum in India currently is very high. So, we may not see significant moderation because of this. But yes, from the commodity sector and manufactured products sector, definitely favorable influence will be exerted on CPI. If you look at IIM Ahmedabad's business inflation expectation survey, there also everybody is seeing 1 year ahead inflation expected, significant moderation in 1 year ahead inflation expectation because of cost moderation. So certainly it will have significant impact on CPI also.
Okay, just one final question. Are you changing your CPI numbers? And are you expecting this number to have an impact on what Reserve Bank may tell us in August?
No, because currently we are facing too many uncertainties, and in anticipation of El Nino, already holdings have started, and we have started firming up of wheat, rice prices, pulses prices, etc. As I earlier said, growth momentum in contact intensive services is very high. That may impact core CPI number. So I fully support Reserve Bank of India's cautious stance, and we have to be in wait and watch mode rather than, changing our forecast in a hurried fashion.
Okay, because there has been a fairly consistent fall in many of the manufactured product prices as well. Like I told you, the overall manufactured index has also fallen by minus 0.75 month on month. Year on year also it's fallen by about 6%. Sorry, I think I'm reading out the wrong number. Manufactured products has fallen year on year by minus 2.97, month on month by 0.35. So do you think that you're going to see manufactured products, consumer prices also coming down next month?
Yeah, there is a high probability of that, not because of cost moderation alone, but also because I'm seeing a lot of slowdown in urban consumption demand, which was reflected in negative growth of consumer durables. So both these factors will contribute to softening of manufactured product price inflation.
All right. Thanks a lot, Rupa, for giving us some perspective on the wholesale price index numbers for May. It's surprised on the downside. That is in line with the trend, isn't it? CPI surprised on the downside, US CPI surprised on the downside. Now our wholesale price index surprises on the downside. But as Rupa pointed out, this is not changing interest rate outlook from the Reserve Bank anytime soon. As they told us just 8 days ago, they're not looking at cuts for a year.
Okay, Lata, thanks a lot for that. So that is on the WPI data. Well, the market has been really very quiet, not doing too much. But there are plenty of pockets that are picking up quite a bit of pace. So, real estate is one space. The index itself is at a new high. All stocks at 52-week high. So we're going to do that discussion on the other side of the break. Atul Goyal, the CFO at Brigade Enterprises, will join in to discuss the big trends in the realty space. Stay with us.